Hi parents, I am here today with the Senior Director for Financial Aid, Lisa Martin, and we are here to talk about everybody's favorite subject, finances and how to finance your students' education. So Lisa, I know this is an interesting time of year and I think that parents, it's a pretty complex issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be helpful if you could tell them what are your three most important things you think that parents need to know when they enter this journey.
Sure. I would say my first would be to plan ahead. I know that, every year we get, unfortunately, families that have waited a little bit later in the season, and it just compounds on the stress. Everything that we do in our office does take a little bit of time to process and get things going to review each individual family situation. So the earlier you can get things to us and be proactive, I would say that's probably the most important.
Okay.
We have, some priority deadline dates and things like that we put in place to try to help families so they're aware of what those dates look like and when to do certain things.
How do they find that out?
So our website is a great resource. It's baylor.edu/SFS for Student Financial Service.
So SFS, Student Financial Services. Okay,
yes.
Great.
So a ton of information on there. One of them being how to apply for financial aid. And the applications are available October 1 every year.
So they've already been released.
That's right.
And I hear this year that there's some changes made to what we have to apply for.
Yes. So our incoming students, both incoming freshmen and transfer students, will need to actually do the Fafsa application, which is the free application for federal student aid. And that's on fafsa.gov. And then we also have a new application, the CSS Profile, which is a college board application.
Okay.
That there is a small fee associated with that one, but we're going to be utilizing that information to really determine eligibility for our institutional need-based money.
Okay.
And so that's new. It's not to be scary, but it's a great opportunity for our office and our university to really make sure that we're allocating institutional funds to those students that are the most needy and need it.
So the FAFSA is money given or provided or accessible from the government.
Correct.
And the CSSA profile, is that right?
CSS Profile.
CSS Profile is funds that would be made available through Baylor.
Correct.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah, so for students that are interested, obviously, in maximizing their eligibility for aid, they're going to want to do both applications. And they both become available on October 1 every year. The difference with the profile is that there is a $25 fee to apply. And then we will get the results similarly to how we get the FAFSA results. And we'll take a look at that, and we'll package the students with institutional need-based aid in addition to the federal eligibility that they have.
Okay.
And then beyond that, they only have to do it that first incoming year, though, the profile application.
The profile application.
Yeah.
But the FAFSA, I remember this from when my girls were here, it has to be done every year.
That's right.
Okay.
So every year that you want to be considered for federal money, you will need to do that FAFSA.
Okay. And what is the deadline when these forms need to be completed and turned in by?
So we really say the earlier the better. It's never too early to start. We won't start notifying families until probably early February of what their financial aid packages will look like.
Okay.
If you happen to be an early decision student that's just entering the university for the first time, we will be putting together an award package for those specific students in early December, though, just so they can make a decision.
But for most, it will be sometime after February 1st.
Right.
Okay.
Returning students, however, they're not having to do the profile, but they will do their FAFSA. But they won't probably see an award package put together for them until mid to late March.
Okay.
Because our incoming students are trying to make decisions and things like that, where our returning students, we know that you're coming, we're just going to put together the best package that we have available to you and get that to you. So you're a little bit further down on the priority list, unfortunately, but we will get that package to you as long as you've done your FAFSA and we've checked eligibility and everything like that, and we'll get that package to you in mid-March.
Okay. And I know for me here, while my students were at Baylor, I lived out of state, and it was a lifeline to be able to call your office and talk to somebody. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So we're here, our office hours are 8 to 5, and we certainly want to have relationships with our families, and we're here as a support system.
Okay.
There's a lot of information out there as it relates to financial aid and financing your education. There's lots of scholarship resources that we might have, and specific resources that we might be able to, hear certain parents and families too, and you can certainly come in and talk to us anytime during our regular business hours. We have email after hours, and our email address is just financial_aid@baylor.edu.
Okay.
And obviously you can send us an email at any time and we'll respond within 24 hours during our non-peak periods.
Well, and I would encourage you parents to contact the financial aid office, because there were times when your advisors helped us get money that we didn't even know was available, and it would have been something that we never utilized. So it was really amazing to have those people to be able to talk to. So
we
that's
have
great.
a number of scholarships too that are either endowment scholarships or even departmental scholarships that we might be able to help point out to students based on their specific areas of study. And then we have some outside scholarship search engines that we promote as well for families, that you can go in and just basically put in your demographic information, and then it'll actually alert you to scholarships that you might qualify for.
And one last question. What is the biggest mistake that parents or family members make?
That's a good
Do
question.
you have one?
I would say, I don't know if it's a mistake. That sounds a little
harsh.
Yeah. But I would say that the biggest one would be not, filling out the forms correctly. I think that, maybe guessing on income or asset information. Really take the time to put together all of the gather the information that's needed to fill out your applications correctly.
Okay.
And just, start there. When you make mistakes, sometimes it can snowball a little bit, and then we have to follow up and ask for additional information, and so that can prolong the process.
So they can just call you if they have any questions while they're doing it, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and we hope that this has answered some of your questions. We will have our Facebook site open. If you want to email us any questions, we'll forward it on to Lisa and her team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.